Hello, everybody, and welcome to our fourth September installment of the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea, where we're all about sitting in our seat of authority so that the kingdom community can be infused with the power to dominate confidence, unleash potential, and leave a legacy. Now, this is accomplished through extracting distractions, limiting beliefs, and interferences. I am Toyinda LaShea, prophetess, best-selling author, business consultant, master coach, and public speaker mentor. I'm also a threat to hell's kingdom. I'm so excited to be in the studio here with Coach Evonne Young. Now, Coach Young is a mental health professional. She's the founder of Creative Life Journeys LLC. She is the moderator of the Facebook group Mindful Moments, and she's also a podcaster and has a YouTube channel coming up that is called Coach Vonne's Coaching Couch. Coach Vonne, welcome back into the studio.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Absolutely. I'm excited that you're here because I want to know a little more about the differences between mental health counseling and mental health coaching and then mental illness. Can you talk a little bit from your expertise?
Okay, sure. Mental health counseling.
Yes.
Okay, we go to school. You have to, have a master's degree as well as do a practicum and two internships because you have to be able to diagnose mental health issues.
Okay.
So you're working with individuals who have mental disorders.
Yes.
Very, very dark places, very sick places. I have children, adults, and families that I work with that are very, very sick.
Okay.
But they're on the road to recovery.
Yes, I love it. Recovery. That's huge.
It is huge.
That's huge.
Being a mental health coach, you don't necessarily have to have the educational component.
Okay.
You can just have some good skills and be able to work with an individual who's in a healthy place. They don't necessarily want to be termed like, I'm going to therapist. So no, they like the term coach better. And, they have the answers within inside themselves.
Yes.
But you're working with them. You're, pulling out, you're extracting that. You're not really giving a lot of recommendations.
Okay.
You're not diagnosing.
Okay.
You're not, recommending any type of medication or doing any type of psychotherapy. You're just developing a game plan.
I love that. And you give them, and this is, okay, mental health coaching is for individuals who are on a road for recovery or that they're maintaining what has transpired from a counseling perspective. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. You're spot on it.
I love that.
On it. Because, again, you cannot coach an individual who's not mentally well enough.
Absolutely. Because we signed a contract that in our ethics and standards that we would not coach. I love it. Listen, you
and
go.
I don't. I don't. I really don't.
I love it.
But what I do, I'm working with some of my individuals, especially with the parents. I do use my coaching skills.
Absolutely.
To, okay, let's extract this. Let's pull it out. I'm not going to give you the answer.
Yes.
Let me just kind of, especially when I have parents that are dealing with, they're struggling, questioning themselves. Am I doing the right thing? Am I this? Doubting themselves. Well, I don't feel confident in myself. Well, let's look at all your prior successes.
I love that.
You've gone through carrying this child for 9 months.
I love
You've gone through, you've managed these behaviors in the homes up to this point. So where's the failure at?
Wow, that's good. Answer that question, right? That's a question that requires a descriptive response. And I believe that when the parents answer that question, it'll start to empower them. So what I hear you saying is that you are providing therapy to the child, but you're coaching the parent. Wow, this is...
They don't know I'm coaching them.
I love it. I love it, right? Because coaching really is, it is a system for us to be progress facilitators,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And we've talked about this before, but we are the ears and the eyes, so that then they can be the mouth. And when they create the narrative, when they release their sound, empowerment happens, growth happens. They can move to being the best version of themselves.
That's
You
it.
are doing some phenomenal work.
Thank you. And you just said it, their narrative, not the narrative, because I always get, but you're the professional. Yes, I'm the professional, but I'll be the first to tell everybody, I don't know everything.
That's true.
I
That's
don't.
true.
Is how
That's true.
much education where I'm at. I don't know everything. I still have to learn. And I will tell you, I'll go back, research, ask questions.
Yes.
So I can have that knowledge.
I love
So you got to tell me, what is it that you want? Because I like to start with the end in mind.
Oh yes, oh yes. That sounds like Stephen Covey. Oh yes. Begin with the end in mind. I love that. And it makes sense. And we don't always think about beginning with the end in mind. I want to talk a little bit about the imposter syndrome. And mainly because I have struggled with it, but I know that many individuals in the faith-based domain, the leadership and business domain, even in the educational domains, that individuals have dealt with that and struggled with that. So what is the imposter syndrome, and how does that affect our mental health?
Imposter syndrome is a study that was done back in 1970 by two female psychologists.
Okay.
And they stumbled across this, that, as much education as you, myself have, we still feel like we're frauds.
Wow.
Nobody's going to believe us.
Wow.
Despite the fact, that's why it's a phenomenon. And there's a lot of symptoms that are attached with it. Anxiety, you have a low self-acceptance of yourself.
Wow.
You're always comparing yourself to other people. You make excuses not to do things.
Yes.
It's a whole list of things. And I myself have suffered with it. And even sitting in the church.
Yes.
Sitting in the church, because we're taught to just come in, just be this nice lady dressed in the modest apparel. But inwardly, you know there's more that's within you, but you haven't, if I step outside of this gate that I've been put in, I'm going to be a imposter. They're going to think I'm a fraud because I'm not following the code of conduct that is set before me.
Right.
And we as women, and believe it or not, African American women suffer the most.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
The comparison.
Because of the glass door.
The glass door. And
the glass ceiling.
The glass
I'm sorry.
ceiling. And
Yes.
listen, it may be a glass door as well.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the glass ceiling and how many African American women struggle with that space.
Okay, well, women in general, as a whole, we don't get paid equal what the males do.
You are correct.
Our male counterparts.
You are correct.
We have to really fight for what we get. We have to work that much harder. Yeah. We have to go the extra mile to get what we need. We as African American women, we really, especially if you want to achieve a leadership position, you have to go the extra mile. You want your I's to be dotted. You want your T's to be crossed. You want the commas, the periods, everything, the punctuation to be in the right place. And you're going through all these motions, psyching yourself out. And then all of a sudden you have this little voice, I call it Mrs. Imposter, or Miss Imposter, telling you you're a fraud.
Wow.
Because there's different levels of imposter syndrome. And then you've got that perfectionist. I got to be perfect. I got to be this. I've got to push myself. You've already pushed yourself. You've got an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's. Chances are you have that doctoral working on that time.
Right.
So look at your successes.
Yeah.
How much further can you go?
That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge. For me, being very transparent, it took me a long time to accept that I was achieving.
Really?
There was a balance for me between being very meek and then being confident and being arrogant and just this imposter syndrome or being a fraud. So I would go between all of those. And again, eventually I had to sit down on the Lord's couch and say, I know that you have blessed me with these talents, these skills, and this expertise. Yes, I have educational expertise, but I also have a space of an anointing that you're allowing me to do those things. So when I came into agreement with the pace and the pattern and the synchronization of what God was doing in my life, then I became able to accept the fact that yes, you are achieving in these spaces and this is real for you. How do you help women to move into that space?
Simple. Look at your past successes.
Look at your past successes. I love it. Look at your past successes.
Look what you've accomplished. You cannot be lazy. You cannot be hard on yourself.
Right.
And have accomplished all of this. Yes, have you been ups and downs? Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people when they're on the road to recovery, you think it's going to be like this straight line.
Yeah.
Straight line represents death.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
stagnation.
goodness.
But
Wow.
when you're going up and down, that's when the heartbeat's going. You're going to have up because that's the reality of it. It's the reality of growth.
Wow, that is a great last thought. Please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. And you can look in that camera right there.
How you can get in touch with me, I am on social media, Facebook, of course, Evonne, Miss Von Young. I have my mindfulness program there, Mindful Moments, Mindfulness Women of Empowerment. Like Coach Toy said, that I will be having my YouTube channel coming.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
It's
Yes.
going to be Coach Von's Coaching Couch. So I'm easily acceptable. My business is Creative Life Journeys. That's my baby. That's my passion. So if you need to get in touch with me, please, please, please. And I do offer very nice packages. All righty.
Wonderful. Well, thank you everybody for joining me and Coach Evonne on the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea. I will see you next week. Hi, everybody. I am Toyinda LaShea, and I'm so excited to share with you 4 services that I provide. The first service is the International Champion Influence Coach Certification Program, where we certify professionals so that they can strategically help others and enter the coaching industry with confidently. The second service is the Champion Influence Coaching and Leadership Curriculum. This is a curriculum that allows individuals to grow and expand their leadership skills. The third service that we provide is the Champion Influence Create Champion Conversations public speaking course. It's a 5-week online public speaking course that helps individuals to become confident and engaging public speakers. And the last service that we provide is the Coaching Seat Continuing Education Platform Membership. This is a membership site that allows fresh and new coaches to strengthen their coaching posture and walk in confidence in the coaching industry. Welcome to the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea, where we're all about sitting in our seat of authority so that the kingdom community can be infused with the power to dominate confidence, unleash potential, and leave a legacy. This is accomplished through extracting limiting beliefs, distractions, and interferences. I am so excited for the opportunity to be on Dominion TV with the powerful Dr. Dutton and Pastor Lynette Dutton. Make sure you download the app for Dominion TV, as well as catch this broadcast every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. I want you to share it with your community, your clients, and your